Ladies and gentlemen, I submit to you in the world of fishing, and especially fly fishing, there is 3 knots that a kid just can't do without. Let me get started here. I'll explain as I go along. Right here, just for demo purposes, I've got a great big old salmon and steelhead hook, and I've got some red upholstery thread. This is called a double clench knot. Remember it. You're making a big mistake if you just loosely tie, or you get a poorly tied knot or on, attaching it to your tippet or whatever have you. But anyway, bottom line is you go through that eye one time. You see that? You take this, your leader, i.e. thread in this case, and go around another time until you've got one great big loop here. See what I've done there? Besides made a big mess. I'm just kidding, relax. I'm the one that's doing this. Okay, you make a loop. You went through the eye of that hook twice. Now you come back in here, you wrap the line back up on itself. You see this, ladies and gentlemen? 4 times. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. You take the tag end, the end that we stuck through first, right here. You go right through the middle of this loop that we first created. If I can stretch this far. Okay, come through there like that. Now you see this right here? And you take this tag end like this and bring it back through where you've wrapped over, that loop right there. Okay. Come on, get in there, you SOB. I'm just kidding you. Right there, like that. Grab the tag end, and you pull everything tight. You pull on the leader, and you pull on the tag end. You see what I did there? Double clench knot, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget it. Okay. Pull everything tight, snipper short right there, and you got her made. Okay, moving on. Now there's another knot, and I realize these materials look really ridiculous, but say that you want to put 2 pieces of leader together, say a 5X and a 3X, or just 2 pieces of leader of the same diameter. This is what's referred to as a barrel knot or a blood knot. You just simply take and cross these. In this case, this is yellow nylon, and this is paracord. But what you want to do is wrap her up here like this. Wrap it up on itself a good, about 8 times, ladies and gentlemen. 8 times or so, and this is kind of hard because the reason being is simply I'm using big, over-exaggerated materials so you can see this better. But anyway, you wrap her up about 8 times. Don't get too carried away with this. But then right here in the middle, you need to separate it. When you're using fly leaders, believe you me, that gets to be kind of hard, but separate it. Okay, you follow me? Take this tag end right here, one part of, one section of the leader, put it up through there like that, separate it in the middle, take this other guy on the other end, and go right down like this, and then pull everything tight. You see that? See what I did there? Now, I'm not going to pull this because I was practicing before I started. It looks like a mess, but it pulls up really nice when you're using leader, okay? What you're going to have is 4 or 5 wraps on one side, 4 or 5 wraps on the other, and you're going to have a tie like this in the middle. And, of course, once you pull everything tight, and you want to pull it this way while you're pulling on both ends. And then, of course, you take your fingernail clippers here. These are over-exaggerated. And then you clip her off close on both ends like that. Otherwise, trout are going to bite on your knot. Now, I'm not kidding you about that. I've seen that happen before. Bite on your knot, get that. But that's how you hook 2 pieces of leader together. Say like a 3X or a 5X and like that, like if you're making a compound leader. Okay, moving along. The third knot that I use, and this is the one that guys have a lot of trouble with. You see all these tools down here, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to demonstrate what they call a nail knot or a needle knot. You can use a toothpick. You can use a bodkin. And in this case, let's just use a cheap plastic darning needle, if you will. Okay, pretend like this is your fly line, okay? You follow me? Lay that needle right along there, or that nail. It's called a needle or a nail knot. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to basically sacrifice about, a good 6 inches of your fly line here like this. And you're going to make now what I like to do on the butt section of a fly line, that butt section is very, very thick. It's like 35 or 40 thousandths, but I like to pinch it because this stuff is stiff and wiry and it'll spring all over the place and like that. But you take and you put you take this loop that you've made right here like this and you just lay it right there, okay? Right there along the nail, the needle, your fly line end, and whatnot have you, and you start to wrap up. And this is where it gets real tricky because, like I say, that nylon gets very, very springy and wants to misbehave. But you want to do about 6 wraps, ladies and gentlemen, and this is, like I say, for attaching a fly line, if you will, to, a leader material to your fly line. But I like to do about 6 wraps. Now what you want to do here like this is you take the tag end and you work it in. Those wraps, you're going to come back through this. If I can get this just right, that's why you need this little tool or whatever have you. But jam it through there somehow or the other, and it helps you to keep them coils a little bit, loose if you can. They're going to want to spring all over the place. But see the end come snaking through there like that? Get a hold of that guy. And you got to kind of work a little bit tighter than I am here because I realize I'm fumbling around. But anyway, pull on both ends. Bottom line. See this here deal? We got him. This is not exactly according to Hoyle here, but there you are. And then, of course, you slip your tool out of here like this. Okay, and you pull the tag end, and that like that, or the yellow cord that I'm using right here, I'm pretending like that's a leader, and this tan paracord is the fly line. But there you are. That's a needle or a nail knot. I hope this comes out all right, but that's the deal there. And of course you're going to want to take your fingernail clippers right here like this and clip this off real close. And on your fly line, clip this off real close right there. I've never had a needle knot come undone, or a nail knot come undone on me. So there you are, ladies and gentlemen. You got a double clinch knot, and then you got that ridiculous thing I just showed you, the blood knot, and then of course you've got, your nail knot or your needle knot. Those are the 3 knots that I use the very most of all for fly fishing, but it applies to other types of fishing too. So, I hope this helped. I hope you can see all that. This is kind of hard to do. None of this stuff, I use different, non-fishing material, of course, but okay, thank you very much for the movie review.